Hi, and welcome to August, everybody.
It's finally summer here in Portland. We are at 90, 100 degrees. We don't all have air conditioning because it doesn't get hot here. So here we are managing through our Portland summers. It's really lovely.
It is really lovely and nice.
Yeah. And the great thing about Portland summers, at least right now, is all of our gardens are producing food. You know, we have tomatoes, I have cucumbers. I just made pickles the other day from my garden, and the farmers markets are so abundant. It's a joy to go and see all this beautiful homegrown produce that you can get close to home. It's very sustainable. So that is kind of our theme this month. We're actually looking at projects that are garden, farmers market, late summer harvest.
Yes, I was going to say not only is produce growing in my garden, but both inside and outside I have a whole flower garden. My inside flower garden looks something like this.
Yes, and it never dies, which is also very sustainable.
Yes.
So yeah, let's talk about what we have in our paper flower category this month.
Yes, I think you should start by showing off that wreath.
Okay.
Because it's just out of this world.
I love this color palette. So this is a new wreath that I just designed, and we have a full video on how to assemble this. And this is the first wreath where we're using the straw forms, which Anna brought to our attention because it's something that's very popular in Sweden, instead of using foam, which we've been trying to find a replacement for foam for quite a while. And I'm telling you, it is beautiful to use, and we're selling these in our shop. So they should be there anytime. They might even be there by now when you watch this video. So make sure and look that up, and you can watch the video and see exactly how I used it. So I love the wreath form. And then everything on this wreath is made from our frosted paper. Some of them are from our kits. However, you can cut them out yourself if you want to in any color that you'd like. And then these hydrangeas are from our frosted paper packs. And I show you a new technique on how to make hydrangeas, because I'm telling you, all the makers, we seem to up our game. We learn new techniques and new tricks, and every time we do a flower, I've done a hydrangea quite a few times, it gets better.
Yeah, so you sure are outdoing yourself every single time.
And I think this looks more real than any other hydrangea that I've made out of frosted paper. We'll look at these in a second.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like
I thought you had perfected the hydrangea, but you've knocked up a notch for sure. So make sure you pop over to our shop, shopleahgriffith.com, because everything in this wreath you can find over there.
That's right. And we'll have links to all of those in the post itself.
Yep.
But since this is sitting right here, we really have to talk about this, you guys. This is our member make this month.
Yeah, somebody challenged us to make an even better hydrangea, and I think we have.
We did, and this is Megan. Megan designed this for us, and I am so excited to sit and learn how to make this hydrangea. Yeah. She also, I think the crowning glory of this hydrangea is using the Design Master color, which she sprayed over the top to make that really beautiful, realistic coloring to the hydrangeas. So make sure and join us. We'll go ahead and call it right now. We'll say it later in the video. Member Make?
Member Make is on August 14th.
August 14th, so right in the middle of the month there.
Yeah.
So mark your calendars. Again, go to the shop and find all your products so you can be ready to make along with us. So what's this little cute thing?
This is, I think, my favorite addition to the flower garden this month. It is veneer cut wood that we have painted.
It is so cute. I could see this in a little girl's room.
Oh yes,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
very precious.
And it's cut with veneer and then painted. So it's a really sweet little project that, I think a beginner could make this. It's a really sweet, easy project.
I think it'd be a really fun little thing to do with the kiddos.
I think so too. Of course, this one is over in our SVG category, which we're going to talk about all of our categories in a second. But we have it right here with our flower garden because it's a little different twist on a flower, which I love that.
Yes.
And then, oh my goodness,
this is our frosted paper cut aster.
And Megan did that one as well. And I feel like,
I have to kind of tip it over just to see how precious and detailed the inside is.
Yeah, this is something that, you can cut by hand. but this is where the cutting machine really comes in handy because you can get all that tiny detail. So another beautiful addition of teeny tiny flowers that we are doing on our site. We also did a gorgeous hosta leaf, and we have a video for that and a beautiful paint by number that you can follow along with Megan and get those looking so real. Not only can you put them in a frame, you can also use them as a plant. You can make a whole hosta plant.
Very realistic, and these ones are made out of crepe paper that, as you mentioned, Megan then painted by hand.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful.
Double-sided crepe paper, which is one of the best to work with. So we started doing this beautiful craft collection in March of this year. It's been something that we've been wanting to do, and this is just bringing everything together so you can see it all at once, and it's so inspiring. But even before we did this, we noticed that there were 4 different categories where our members really focused their attention and they wanted more projects. So that's why we have things broken down into paper flowers, felt and fiber, we have a seasonal category, and then we have an SVG cut file category. You'll notice that some of them kind of cross over. We might have, like, here's a flower, it's not really paper, it kind of is, and it's an SVG cut file, or we might have a felt project that's not necessarily in felt, like this month, and we have frogs in seasonal, and they're made out of felt. So they all kind of cross over a bit, but we kind of categorize them that way. And something to note is almost every single project on our site, unless it's macrame, does have an SVG cut file to go with it.
In addition to the PDF.
Yes, in addition. So just something to keep in mind when you go through the categories, because we're trying to be super thorough for you guys and make it really easy to make all of these beautiful projects.
Yeah, and we really kind of want to make sure that there is something for everybody.
Absolutely.
Which is why we have all of these different categories. No matter the material you love working with, there will be something for you. And we also know that not everybody has a cutting machine. That's why we always provide a PDF as well as the SVG.
That's right. Everything for beginners to advanced.
Yeah.
So let's show off a few more projects in some of the categories this month. What do we have going on in felt and fiber?
So we have the cutest little hedgehogs I've ever seen.
I know, Krista did herself again.
She sure did. And we have these beautiful lilies made out of felt.
They almost look real.
They do look real.
They just don't have the fragrance of a lily, but you could maybe spray some on.
And then I think one of my favorites is these adorable little mushrooms.
Those are so cute. I think not only are they kind of woodland, you could also put them in your felt food category as well. Put them in a basket and put them in your play refrigerator, right? Because we all have a play refrigerator at home.
I was thinking about putting mine in the living room.
Well, that's true, on the shelf. They might mold.
Honestly, they're not going to mold. They're made out of felt. Honestly, they are so cute. And when you see how we styled them, you're going to have to put them on your shelf as well.
I think you're right. Yeah, they're multi-purpose,
show off.
So every month, Megan does a macrame project. And okay, this is now my favorite macrame project.
Yeah, I'm going to snag this one.
You're going to take it? It's yours?
I think you already took it.
So
it is this blanket holder. It's this rope of macrame that she has turned into a blanket holder, or you can use it for your yoga mat.
It's just such a pretty design. She used wooden rings.
Rings, yeah.
Yeah, whatever they're called, wooden rings.
Yeah.
To loop them around. So pretty.
So pretty. And I feel like it's fairly easy to make.
I'm going to make one since you're snagging mine.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Megan. So in our seasonal category, we have quite an array of things, and one of them are these little felt frogs that I made. I'm learning how to do embroidery stitches. Krista's teaching me how to work with felt. So here you go, you guys. This is a beginner project because I'm a beginner and I made it. But I have to say, I was thinking back, I don't know how this hit me. Back in the 70s, when I was very young, we had these beanbag frogs, and for some reason it hit me and I wanted to make a beanbag frog. So decided to make one out of felt, which is such an easy material to work with, and styled it a little bit cuter. So you guys, it's a beginner project. Go make it. I think it could be a great, tween or teen project as well.
I have to say, I had so much fun playing with it while we were setting up for photos. So
I want to just set them on my desk because they position in different ways. It's like having a little Kermit on your desk to talk to.
They are just adorable, and they are kind of two-tone. So there's one color on the back and one on the front, and depending on how you sit it,
Yes. So what else do we have in seasonal?
We have these really pretty little clay petal dishes that Megan made.
And that
I
clay.
think clay is like our new thing.
It is. That clay is so easy to work with. We're hoping to get it into our shop. It's actually an Italian-made clay. Easy to work with. It dries beautifully. It makes such an elegant material for anyone, but it's also child-friendly, which we really, really love. So go check those out as well. So in the sewing, I did actually whip up something this month on my sewing machine.
Yeah, you whipped up these really beautiful farmers market bags.
A couple of them. I found this was a little scrap material that I had tucked away, and I just love the color palette because it matched what we had going on. And then I made a bigger one in linen. So all the instructions, this is such an easy bag to make, and I show you a few tips on how to make it even easier. I think there's probably, I don't know, less than a dozen seams on this bag.
Easy is good. And to round off this month, we have some really fun SVG cut projects, including these veneer paper flowers.
Yes, and some paper lanterns as always. We seem to do paper lanterns every month. I love them.
Yeah, and then we have these really pretty petal flower hanging lights.
Cute for
really
little
cute
girls'
in
room.
the little girls'
Yeah.
room, yeah.
Yeah, and some pretty cards. So if you're wanting to send a little thank you note, I think writing to people is definitely a trend nowadays instead of emailing or texting. Write them a letter.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's our collection. Go check it out. There's a few more things we didn't mention, but the photos are so beautiful, and we have quite a few videos this month for you to follow. So we've kind of covered some trends and what we've talked about, but what else are you seeing, especially in color palettes?
So I'm seeing some of these fresh colors. It's not quite pastel. It's a little brighter, more fresh. Anything from the corals to the pinks to the greens.
It's almost a transitional color because
Yes,
we're
yeah.
starting to add in those colors
Like
this fall.
orange,
Yes,
the corals, yes.
and yellows and things like that. Okay,
Very
and
pretty.
a lot of green, of course.
A lot of green, yes. I mean, with gardening flowers being a big trend, we're seeing a lot of green, which I
Yeah.
love, so why not?
And I think this whole, stay-at-home movement is getting people out in the garden more and more. So even if you don't have space for a garden, you can make your own little garden in your house, and that is definitely a trend that will not go away.
Yes, another trend we're seeing along with the gardening is canning all the produce that you're growing.
Yes.
So we have some really pretty canning labels for you this month.
Yes, we do.
Another big trend we're seeing is people that aren't growing something at home shopping at farmers market and the shopping supporting local stores, which I feel like I'm a big fan of.
I am too.
I like that trend.
Yeah, let's support smaller businesses and family-owned businesses and women-owned businesses, of course.
Yeah. So you've been really busy this month in the video studio.
I have. We just finished filming a video that is a hot topic because it seems that a lot of our members have been asking us which cutting machine to buy and some other information we might be able to share. So we put together a video called 11 Things to Consider Before Buying a Cutting Machine, and I talk about almost everything that's out there and really hone it down to the machines that we recommend. And we do recommend, there's two options for you. So there's a Cricut and there's also a Silhouette that we both love. So make sure and go check out that video. Even if you already have a cutting machine, we do go over some tips and tricks. We give you some projects that you might want to start with. If you're new to the cutting machine, it's just a really good video to watch. You can find this video by going up to the top menu and clicking on Craft Academy.
Yeah, this is a free video and it's the first one you find there.
So make sure and share it with anyone else who might want to be buying a cutting machine as well.
Yeah. Right, and then I have a little insider tip. Make sure you keep your eye on our shop. We're adding lots and lots of new craft materials and products, and so exciting.
Yes, we are working to become a one-stop shop for all things in beautiful crafting. And I think we're doing it. So,
Yeah, and having so fun and discovering new materials.
yes.
Like the wreath form. We hope to see you all back here for Member Make on August 14th when we'll be making these beautiful hydrangeas.
All right, I
Yeah.
cannot wait. But in the meantime, enjoy your fresh produce, your local farmers markets, and of course, all the beautiful flowers and projects that you can create for your home.
Keep calm and keep on crafting. And wash your hands, people.
She's right.